Hello everyone, welcome to the chapter 13 limits and derivatives, and here we are going to discuss limits of trigonometric functions. So let us consider what we have learnt in the previous sections. In the previous sections we have learnt about the limits definition and discuss some problems based on that. So left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, limit exists, etc. Then after that, limit of a polynomial function, limit of a rational function. Then after that, a theorem for the limit of rational function. That is, limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n divided by x minus a is equal to n a power n minus 1. So we solved problems on that. So I myself, Sri KP, lecturer, GPUC Shankar Narayana, Udupi district. So presenting you the limits of some trigonometric functions. So before going to the limits of trigonometric functions, we have to get the basic idea about what is the conditions of two functions and how they are incorporated. So let us say f and g are the two functions with same domain such that f of x is strictly less than or equal to g of x for all x in that domain, then limit x tends to a f of x is less than or equal to limit x tends to a g of x. So this condition arises whenever f of x is less than or equal to g of x. So this is for the strict inequality. Slack inequality also, f of x less than or equal to g of x. Then limit in that particular domain definitely will be less than limit of g. So f is less than or equal to g, then limit of f is less than or equal to limit of g. So this one can be seen in this function, see f and g. So f is strictly less than g, then it is under that, limit is also under that curve. Okay. So let us consider one famous theorem that is called as a sandwich theorem. The proof of this particular theorem is not included, but we should know this theorem as we are using this to prove one of the famous results. What the sandwich theorem says? So it is nothing but the sandwiching. So we have to sandwich. So one function f, g and h are there. F is the lowest one, so the least valued functions comparing to g and h. So f is less than or equal to g of x and g of x less than or equal to h of x. So as shown in the diagram, you can see that f, the curve which is represented by the green line. So f is strictly, not strictly, less than or equal to g of x. Here is shown that in the point of a they are equal. So f is less than g of x, or sometimes it may be equal to g of x, and g of x is less than or equal to h of x. So in terms, f will be less than or equal to h of x. So f, g, h are sandwiched, and if this particular condition prevails for the same domain, then for any a in the domain, limit x tends to a f of x and limit x tends to a h of x are equal, then limit x tends to a g of x will be the same one. In other words, limit of g is sandwiched between f and h. So how it look like? So it will be like, see, h of x has got a limit L, and g of x is also has got a, f of x is also got a limit L. So f of x and h of x both has the same limit L, then g of x will attain the same limit. So f will be under g, g will be under h. So f has got a limit at a, say L, and h has got a limit at a, say L. That means limit of f and h at a are same, then h cannot bypass that. H will be passing through that same limit L at a, as this is g is sandwiched between f and h. So this is the final conclusion of that theorem. F of x is strictly less than or equal to, not strictly, f of x is less than or equal to g of x, less than or equal to h of x, then limit x tends to a f of x is equal to limit x tends to a h of x equals to L, then limit x tends to a g of x is equal to L. So let us consider one of the famous theorem. So, that is limit x tends to 0, sin x by x equals to 1. Sin x by x equals to 1. Here observe that x is very, very close to 0. So, as we know, x is very, very close to 0 means what? So, this is the number line if you consider. So, 0 degree. There can be two possibilities. One is x is positively oriented, positive x, or x can be negatively oriented. So, that means negative minus x. So, this angle x can be either positive or negative. So, positive angle or negative angle, otherwise we can say angle x is very close to 0, therefore, definitely it will be between 90 degree, less than 90 degree and very, very close to 0. So, 0 less than x less than pi by 2, this is one option. Another option is 0 greater than x and x is greater than minus pi by 2. So, this will be converting up to, this is minus pi by 2, this is pi by 2. So, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So, if negatively oriented, then x will be in between 0 to minus pi by 2. If it is positively oriented, it will be from 0 to plus pi by 2. But x is very close to 0, therefore, only these two possibilities arises and not more than pi by 2 case. So, let us see what happens if the x is negative. We know that sine of minus x is minus sin x. Therefore, what happens if you take sine of minus x? If you take sine of minus x, it will be minus sin x divided by minus x. It will convert into sin x divided by x only. Other words, if x is positive or negative, it does not matter. So, positive irbodu illa negative irbodu, whatever it may be, nimge x last ge baruva ratio same irtade, sin x by x agirtade. Therefore, it is enough to take positive measure of x. So, ನಾವು ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬರೀ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಸನ್ ವಿ ವೇರ್ ಅಲೌಡ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಡೌಟ್, ಯಾಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು -5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು? ಎಕ್ಸ್ -5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸೈನ್ ಆಫ್ -5 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ -5 ಮೈನಸ್ ಸೈನ್ 5 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ -5. ಸೊ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಸೈನ್ 5 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 5 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಫೈನಲಿ ಬರುವ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಸೇಮ್, ಸೈನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನಫ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಥಿಯರಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. So let us consider a unit circle as shown in the diagram. So this is a circle. Then after that we take x. Here x is shown significantly large so that we can consider the area clearly. So x will be very small. So let AOC be the angle x. Drop perpendiculars C to D and B to A. Extend OC to meet such that BA, OBA is a right angle triangle. So now we have a unit circle. OA is equal to 1 because this is a unit circle, therefore radius will be 1 unit. So OA is equal to 1 unit, OC equal to 1 unit, angle x is positive which lies between 0 and pi by 2, and you have joined CD perpendicular to OA and AB perpendicular to OA, so that there are 3 areas, different regions. AOC, this is the first one, AOC, this is the triangle AOC, whose area is less than area of the sector AOC. See this particular green section, it is along with the triangle. So this particular sector, okay. So this sector area is greater than area of AOC. So, triangle AOC, sector AOC, then after that triangle AOB. So, these are the three major regions we are taking into consideration. There are different areas also there, regions also there like CDO, but we neglect and we just take whole AO. See, there is an advantage for that. Let us see what is the advantage. If you consider this triangle, this sector and this triangle, so all together, so first triangle AOC, its area is strictly less than area of the sector AOC, and these two areas are strictly less than area of the triangle AOB. In other words, we see this area of triangle AOC is strictly less than area of sector OAC, and it is strictly less than area of triangle OAB. Now, let us go back to the diagram again. What is the area of the triangle AOC? Area of the triangle AOC will be half base into height. So, what is the base? Base is OA, height is CD. So, we have half OA base into height CD, which is less than area of the sector. What is the area of the sector? COA. So, area of the sector will be x divided by 2 pi, x is the angle. So, ratio of the angle x divided by 2 pi, that is the whole 360 degree, x divided by 2 pi into pi into r square. So, because pi r square is the area of the whole circle, pi r square, r is OA. So, pi into OA square is the area of the whole circle, and the percentage of the area will be like x divided by 2 pi. So, x divided by 2 pi. So, if x is equal to 2 pi, it will becomes the whole area circle. So, x divided by 2 pi into, sorry for that, x divided by 2 pi into pi OA square. So, pi OA square. So, that is pi r square into the ratio of the angle divided by the total angle, which is less than area of the triangle AOB. So, again half base into it, half OA into AB. So, in this one half OA into AB, when you simplify this, OA, OA, OA get cancels, pi get cancels, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 get cancels. So, simply CD remains, which is less than x into OA, which is strictly less than AB. So, you have CD less than x into OA less than AB. So, let us consider this as equation number 1. Now, we have different scenario. Scenario number 1. Let us go for triangle OCD. When you consider triangle OCD, so let us consider the triangle OCD here. OCD, this angle is x. So, we can easily see that, sorry, not OC, C here, OCD. So, in the OCD, sin x is equal to opposite, that is CD divided by OC. CD divided by OC, opposite divided by hypotenuse. But OC being the radius, OC is the radius and it is same as OA, yes or no? Therefore, this becomes CD divided by OA. So, this implies OA cross multiplying into sin x is equal to CD. So that's what we have, sin x divided by CD into OA. This implies OA into sin x is equal to CD. So next we have to consider the triangle AOB. But known quantities, what are the known quantities here in triangle AOB? OAB. Now this is the OB is the hypotenuse and OAB is 90 degree. Then OA is known to us, OA is the radius, OA is equal to 1 unit. So OA is known to us. We consider this is your x angle. Only unknown quantity is that AB, height. So how we can relate AB into x as well as OA? It is tan x. Tan x is equal to AB divided by OA. Otherwise, OA into tan x is equal to AB. OA into tan x is equal to AB you will have. So that's what we got in the second expression B. OA tan x is equal to AB. So from the triangle which was given in the previous picture, one right angle triangle and another right angle. That's why these two perpendiculars has been drawn. So by these two triangles we get these two conditions for CD and AB. So OA tan x will be AB and OA sin x is equal to CD. Now let us use both CD and AB in 1. For using those A and B in 1, you have OA sin x is strictly less than x into OA, strictly less than OA tan x. Since OA is equal to 1, we can directly write sin x is less than x less than tan x, but still some of us may be forgotten to write that it's unit circle. So we can cancel OA, and as it is a radius non-zero, so OA will be cancelled out and you got sin x is strictly less than x, strictly less than tan x. Now let us see what happens. Since x is positive, sin x is positive, hence we can divide the entire expression by sin x. You have 1 less than x by sin x less than 1 by cos x. If sin x is not positive, then inequality reverses. So that is why x is positive is important in this scenario. You can divide by sin x. So you have divided by sin x, inequality does not reverses, it remains the same. You have 1 strictly less than x by sin x strictly less than 1 by cos x, as tan x is sin x by cos x, sin cancels and you got 1 by cos x. Now you take the reciprocal. When you take the reciprocal, the inequality reverses. So it was 1 less than, it becomes 1 greater than sin x by x, which is greater than cos x. Hence, sin x by x is a sandwich between cos x and 1. What we can see here is cos x sandwiches sin x by x with itself and 1. So this sin x by x is kind of in between of cos x and 1. Now we remember sandwich theorem. If f is less than g is less than h, then what happens? Limit of g is sandwiched between limit of f and h. Let us apply the limit. Limit x tends to 0 to 1. 1 is a constant, so it produces 1 only. Now limit x tends to 0 cos x. What is the value? It will be 1, as cos 0 equal to 1. So cos of 0 equal to 1. So when the limit x tends to 0, x is tending to 0, both cos x and 1 are approaching 1. So sin x by x, as it is sandwiched between cos x and 1, it tends to 1. So, by sandwich theorem, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to 1 we get. So, this particular theorem is very important for very small angles of x, as sin x by x value is not 0 by 0. You see that if you apply 0 directly here, it is a 0 by 0 form, sin 0 by 0, sin 0 0, 0 by 0, but here it is not 0 by 0 form, it is equal to 1. Now, let us consider another small theorem, which is nothing but the extension of the previous theorem. Limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x by x is equal to 0. All of us know that 1 minus cos x is equal to 2 sin square x by 2. From the trigonometric identity, it is 2 sin square x by 2, as it is 1 is equal to cos square x by 2 plus sin square x by 2, cos x is equal to cos square x by 2 minus sin square x by 2. So, it becomes 2 sin square x by 2. So, we can directly use in the place of 1 minus cos x 2 sin square x by 2. Now, what happens? 1 sin x by 2 into sin x by 2. This 1 by 2, 1 2 is there, no? We can take it to by 2, so that becomes x by 2. So, from numerator it has been taken to the denominator. In numerator it was 2, now denominator 1 by 2. So, it becomes x by 2. So, limit x tends to 0, it is sin x by 2 into sin x by 2 divided by x by 2. Okay, we will split the limit by the products, algebra of limits. So, limit x tends to 0, sin x by 2 divided by x by 2. So, this and this are considered together, and 1 sin x by 2 is considered limit separately. Limit x tends to 0, sin x by 2. What happens here is quite amazing, because x tends to 0, definitely x by 2 is smaller than that, hence it is also tending to 0. So, x by 2, if you take it as a theta, sin theta by theta, theta tends to 0. From the previous result, previous theorem, we know that sin x by x or sin theta by theta, as theta tends to 0, it is 1. This whole expression becomes 1, but this one, as x tends to 0, this is 0. Here it was a 0 by 0 indeterminate form, but theorem helped us to get the value, this is 1. But here directly we can apply the limit and it becomes 0. So, 1 into 0, we have 0 as the final limit value. For what? For limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x divided by x. Now, using those two theorems, we will try to prove one small result, that is limit x tends to 0, tan x by x is equal to 1. So, we can see that as in the previous case, as limit x tends to 0, tan x by x, limit x tends to 0, sin x by cos x, as tan x is sin x by cos x, we split it, I mean like cos x will be taken to the denominator. So, it is sin x divided by x cos x, sin x by x is taken together, as we can apply the theorem there. So, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x becomes 1, limit x tends to 0, 1 by cos x becomes 1 by cos 0, that is also 1. So, it becomes 1 into 1, put x equals to 0 here, it is 1 by cos 0. But here we can't put 0, here we are using theorem, the previous theorem, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x equals to 1, that theorem is used. So, you have 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So, limit x tends to 0, tan x by x is equal to 1 we have. Now, let us solve some problems. Problem number 1 is one of the simplest. It is limit x tends to 0, sin ax divided by bx. So, this is equal to, here ax is there, but here bx is there, that is the only trouble for us. What we can do? We can introduce a here and we can cancel it out. So, a by a, actually a cancels. Then what about this b and a? We can take it outside. So, a and b will be outside because they are constants. Limit x tends to 0, you have sin ax divided by ax. So, that is what explained here, sin ax by bx. So, a sin ax into a bx. Already Bx is there, A is the only extra term which is introduced. Since A is not required in the numerator, has taken outside, B not required, taken outside. Why Ax is retained? Because this sine of Ax is some angle, Ax is some angle, and this Ax has to be there, theta, sin theta by theta format. So, sin theta by theta format, as x tends to 0, what happens to Ax? Since Ax is equal to theta, x tends to 0, Ax has to tend to 0. So, theta tends to 0, this is limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta. Otherwise, limit x tends to this small x, instead of that you consider it as a capital X, limit capital X tends to 0, sin of capital X divided by capital X. What is the value of that? We are using the theorem and we know that it is equal to 1, hence this is A by B into 1. So, final limit value will be limit x tends to 0 sin Ax divided by Bx is A by B. So, let us go through the problem once again. It is sin Ax by Bx. Ax was the sign contains Ax, not simple x. So, we need one Ax here. So, we introduce A by multiplying it to the numerator and denominator, multiplying and dividing. Okay. So, A has been taken outside from the numerator, B has taken outside from the denominator, as they both of them are not affecting the limits, they are constant A and B. So, you have limit x tends to 0 sin Ax divided by Ax. As x tends to 0, Ax tends to 0, therefore, this whole expression tends to 0 by 0 format, but we know that sine of something divided by something where something is very close to 0, it is equal to 1 from the theorem. So, we got A by B as the final limit. Okay. We consider another problem. This is a simple and easiest problem. Limit x tends to pi sine of pi minus x divided by pi into pi minus x. See, x tends to pi, but we have learned everything in terms of x tends to 0. So, here only thing is that pi minus x is there, so I have to change somehow. What I can do? I put pi minus x is equal to t. So, when you put pi minus x is equal to t, this becomes sin t divided by t. As x tends to pi, what happens to t? T tends to 0. So, you have 1 by pi, which is a constant, can be taken out of the limit as per the algebra of limits. So, you have taken constant outside 1 by pi. Limit x tends to pi sin t divided by t, which is nothing but 1 from the theorem, and you have 1 by pi into 1. So, answer is equal to 1 by pi. So, let us go through this once again. Pi minus x by pi minus x, sine of something is there, that this something angle should be there in the denominator to apply the limit. So, I have taken pi minus x is equal to t, as x tends to pi in the problem. So, x tends to pi, pi minus pi, where t goes to 0. So, you have limit t goes to 0 sin t by t. From theorem it will be 1, and this is what we see, how easily we can solve the problem using those theorems. Now, last and final problem in this section. Let us see, limit x tends to 0 cos 2x minus 1 divided by cos x minus 1. L is equal to limit x tends to 0. I have taken this minus, liberty of taking this minus outside. Reason, I know some formula for 1 minus cos x. So, when you taken this way, minus minus cancel, so you will get 1 minus cos 2x divided by 1 minus cos x. So, 1 minus cos 2x formula is 2 sin square x. How it comes 2 sin square x? Because of 1 is cos square plus sin square, cos 2x is cos square minus sin square. So, minus minus becomes plus sin square, cos square cancels, sin square plus sin square. So, 1 minus cos 2x is equal to 2 sin square x. So, let us not forget this particular formula. So, I have used that formula here, 1 minus cos 2x is equal to 2 sin square x. Now, sin square and 1 minus cos square, somehow they are related. How they are related? We know that sin square plus cos square is equal to 1, Therefore, sin square is equal to 1 minus cos square, or cos square is equal to 1 minus sin square. So, here 1 minus cos x there in the denominator. So, I used sin square is equal to 1 minus cos square. 2 is a constant. So, can be taken out of the limit from the algebra of limits. So, 2 into limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x into 1 plus cos x, 1 minus cos x, 1 minus cos x. They get cancels as x tends to 0. X is not 0, therefore, cos x is not 1. So, 1 minus cos x is not 0, therefore, both of them cancels. So, you have 2 into 1 plus cos x as x tends to 0. So, put x tends to 0, apply in the limit, what you have? 1 plus cos 0, that will be 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So, 2 into 2 is equal to 4. These are the simple basic calculations you can do easily. So, only the trick is here you have to rewrite cos 2x minus 1 as 1 minus cos 2x. That 1 minus cos 2x becomes 2 sin square x, and sin square becomes 1 minus cos square. Then you have to split it. 1 minus cos square becomes 1 minus cos into 1 plus cos. 1 minus cos cancels. Then you have 1 plus cos. When you apply the limit, 1 plus cos 0 is 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4 you will get. Thank you.